internet friends and welcome to Monsters Among Us, where any creature a little less than human is always welcome, especially if you're a creepy lady, like myself, or a lady of the undead, but also if you like to wail like a banshee in the middle of the night. Welcome, brethren. I found my fellow screamers. Today we are delving into creepy creatures found in Slavic mythology, and for those of you who are unaware, because I was, Slavs are the largest Indo-European ethno-linguistic group in Europe. Thanks for that one, Wikipedia. Thank you. So they're categorized into three main areas. To the east, you have Russia, Belarus, and Ukraine. And then to the west, you have Poland, the Czech Republic, Slovakia, and to the south, Slovenia, Croatia, Serbia, Bosnia, Macedonia, Bulgaria, etc. That general region. Okay, history lesson over. I have to say though, these are some of the eeriest creatures I've run across in any mythology or urban legend, so hats off to the Slavs for being extra inventive and creepy. Things will be mispronounced. I tried. I'm sorry. I mean no offense. Without further ado, here are three fearsome Slavic mythological creatures. Our first creature is not known by one name, but many names, so prepare for ultimate mispronunciation. It is known as the Mavka, the Navka, the Niavka, the Nav, or the Nawi, or the Navi. Again, I'm horrible at this. However, I will be referring to it as the Mavka, which also means the dead. So that should tell you a bit about what we're dealing with here. Sort of a hybrid of a female ghost mixed with a rusalka, or better known as a water nymph. Kind of like a siren, but on land. Think of it as like supernatural dancing hippies skipping through fields of flowers in the wilderness. Although the wilderness is probably more like tundra. Very cold. These creatures are all female and are described as being very beautiful, tall, round-faced with long, flowing Pantene Pro V-worthy hair, and they occasionally like to hashtag free the nips and wander around naked. If they're wearing any clothes at all, they're usually transparent, which, let's be honest, is something you see every time you go out nowadays. But they are self-sufficient, you have to give them that. Because they can sew their own clothes and rugs woven from stolen flax seeds, and they like to plant flowers and wear flower crowns. They also live in groups out in the woods or in the highest of mountain caves. Like I said, northern hippies, kind of. And lucky you should you happen to stumble upon a group of them, because you're thinking, hey, here's a group of beautiful, dancing, naked women who also enjoy games and having orgies on the Pentecost. But be careful, because they keep a demon as their flutist. So how do you know? If you're wandering the woods in the Eastern European area and stumble upon a naked girl planting flowers, that you haven't just stumbled upon the love of your life. I'll tell you why. First, if you look closely enough, Mavkas do not possess a shadow, but say it's dark out and you have no way to determine that. They, also like the vampire, have no reflection. But you say, Cayleigh, that's not enough to deter me from falling in love with her. No? Okay, I'm gonna bring out the big guns. Let me tell you why you don't want a Mavka as a wife. Firstly, they're dead. You realize that. This is technically necrophilia. Mavka are the deceased souls of young women who died unnatural deaths or were unchristened before dying. And in other words, lives cut tragically short. If you have a thing for that, you nasty. But here's another reason not to put a ring on it. There's a reason the Mavka keep their hair so long and flowing. It's because they have no skin on their back. And that's not an expression or a metaphor. If you were to move their hair aside, you would glimpse all of their internal organs, bones, muscles, etc. Just chillin'. They literally hide their secrets with their hair. And what have we learned about trusting people who hide their secrets in their hair? Don't. We've learned don't. Okay, so you can live with that. Fine, you're weird, but I'll keep playing your sick game. Reason number 3 not to fall in love with this creature, they have mighty temper tantrums. They like to ask travelers for a hairbrush or a comb so that they can spend all day grooming themselves. If you don't have one, they think an appropriate response is to kill you. So that's a lot of pressure, I feel. And if you're still convinced these are the ladies of your polygamist-filled fantasies, guess what? Chances are you're not gonna get laid. Ever. They specifically use their beauty to lure you into a false sense of security, and then they take you to some remote place out in the woods, and tickle you to death before decapitating your body. Yes, you heard that all right. I don't know about you, but I hate being tickled. Don't touch me. I have my boundaries. To be tickled to death? No. And in addition, they sever your head from the rest of their body when they're done. Why? Why does any mythical creature do anything weird? Haven't we learned this by now? I have no idea why. Maybe they like to play kickball with it. But I can guarantee you they won't be using my head to do it, and hopefully I've convinced you to please just turn away from the pretty lady with whispers in her hair and just walk away. Do you want to know what I love more than anything? It's laying down, going to sleep at night, and then hearing the sound of someone screaming outside. No, actually, I don't love that at all. In fact, I frequently have nightmares about it, which is why this next creature is probably my least favorite. It's called the Drekavac, or the Drekavach, or the Drekavats, or the Drekavag. Just kidding about that last one. I'm going with Drekavats because the internet told me to. The word itself means the screamer or the yeller or the howler, depending on who you ask, and boy, does it live up to its name. Again, we're dealing with souls of the dead, specifically unbaptized babies. Y'all must have a fear of the unholy. Totally understandable. Probably why so many people are afraid of me, or maybe it's just my face. Anyways, fun fact, no one can really conclusively decide what shape the Drekavats takes, so you have to be on the lookout for birds, dogs, and a fox-like creature that has the legs of a kangaroo. Also, apparently you have to fear very thin children with abnormally large heads. So me, when I was like 6. But believe me, whether it's a fire-breathing chicken or one of Khaleesi's dragons, you're gonna know it's a Drekavats when you encounter it as soon as it opens its mouth and lets out a horrifying scream. Some say it sounds similar to a fox's scream, which if you've never heard it, sounds like a woman screaming bloody murder. Not an exaggeration, go look it up if you don't believe me. And congratulations, not only is it a sound that's going to make you piss your pants, some believe if you hear the cry of the Drekavats, your death is closer than you probably wish it was. Sometimes you can see it at night in a graveyard as it screams at passerbys and mourners to baptize it, and others say it can be seen during the 12 days of Christmas, aka the unbaptized days. It also enjoys foggy nights, so if you live in Silent Hill, you're screwed. Interestingly enough though, should you see the Drekavats in its thin child form, it predicts someone's death. However, should you encounter it as a creature, it means that your cattle are going to drop dead. Which kind of sucks either way, I guess. But if there's anything the Drekavats is afraid of, it's a big old dog and sunlight. While there have been reports of supposed sightings of the Drekavats as recently as 2003, including supposed attacks on a flock of sheep, most believe that the Drekavats was an invention of, drumroll please, parents trying to keep their children in line, which I feel like that's half of what urban legends stem from. The legend was way more common out in rural settings than it was in cities, so many believe its popularity was due to the parents warning their children of the Drekavats in order to keep them from wandering too far at night, or they would fall victim to it. And of course, if you're out there and you hear the cry of a fox, you're going to assume it's a Drekavats, just like your parents told you. It's less common of a scare tactic nowadays, however, it has been replaced by a more popular figure known as Baba Yaga, who is kind of like the Slav's version of the boogeyman. So if you needed any more reason not to wander alone at night, now you have one more terrifying beast to convince you to just stay indoors. And our last beast of lore is mostly associated with Polish folklore, but it does stem from Slavic mythology. And this monstrosity is also female. I'm sensing a theme, or perhaps a strong opinion from Slavic mythology. There are monsters in both genders, people. This creature is known as a Striga. It's spelled S-T-R-Z-Y-G-A, so if I mispronounce, forgive my soul, please. And the notorious Striga is related to the vampire. It is thought that it even has its origin in the word strigoi, which in Romanian mythology refers to an unrested spirit rising from the dead. This all sounds like a very fun encounter. So say you're out wandering those Eastern European forests again at night. Haven't you learned by now that this is a bad idea? The only thing you've heard for miles is the sound of your own breathing, the snow crunching beneath your feet, and an occasional gust of wind rattling the leafless branches above you. Then all of a sudden, you hear a quiet hoot of an owl, and you look up, and this adorable little thing is looking at you. Or maybe you have the misfortune of seeing a barn owl, in which case I'd personally be terrified. You smile and think, "Aw, an owl," or you marvel at nature or what have you. Then you look back ahead of you at your trail, only to be met with a fearsome creature. A woman. Good joke, but it's not just any woman. This is a female demon with 2 hearts, 2 souls, but you don't care about that because the only thing you're concerned about is her 2 sets of teeth and the fact that you're about to be drained dry of blood and subsequently eaten from the outside in. Oh, yay. Just what I was looking for on my peaceful walk in the woods. But before you die, perhaps you'd like to know how this demon creature came to be. Well, fun fact, it was once a human. Sort of. Some say that the Strigas are born to humans, but they are born with a full set of developed teeth, which, can you imagine an infant just coming out of the nether regions and just going, "I'm here!" They also have 2 hearts and 2 souls, so society naturally fears what it doesn't know, and it drives these children away from civilization. So this little baby is wandering all alone without food, shelter, comfort, protection, and naturally it dies an early death. But remember, they have 2 souls. One passes into the afterlife, however, the second one reanimates the corpse and comes back to life, feasting on the flesh and blood of the living. It's kind of like a vampire-zombie combo meal. More bang for your buck, I guess. But what did the owl have to do with it? Well, the Striga likes to take on the shape of an owl in the dark to fool travelers and hide its true form before murdering you. Congrats! You've just been fooled and are likely about to meet your end, as there's only one basic method to end the Striga's life. You have to cut off its head and bury the severed head and the body separately so they can't reattach and zombie on. Or if you're feeling inventive, you can always place the blade of a sickle over the back of its neck and bury the body face down. That way, if it tries to get up, it cuts its own head off. Justice. There are some versions of the legend that say the Striga doesn't harm humans and that it's merely an omen of death, like seeing a black dog. It is believed, however, that the Striga derives from the Greek and Roman mythological creature known as the Strix, which was also known to take the shape of an owl and loved to dine on the flesh of infants, so that's fun. So even if you run into a Striga as an owl and it doesn't reveal itself to you, you may not realize it, but your imminent doom might be fast approaching. Owls don't seem so cute anymore, do they? Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. It really helps me out a lot. And if you're looking for more creepy or true crime or urban legend videos, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Vacation was awesome. It was the break that I needed, but I'm super happy to be back at it, as I'm just generally happier when I'm creating every day. So it's good to be back. Be on the lookout next Friday for a big episode of Dark Matters. It will likely end up being the longest script I've ever written. I know I keep saying that, but truly the cases just keep getting crazier and crazier. And because it's so long, I'm bringing on some help with next week's case, so you don't want to miss this collaboration as well. It's going to be a very tragic case. I believe it remains unsolved to this day as well. Thank you, as always, for watching and for your support, for liking and subscribing. I've seen a lot of you say that you are binge watching my videos after discovering me, and I really appreciate that. Your guys' support means the world to me. If you're looking for more spoopy fun, you can watch my last video about creepy Japanese ritual games you probably shouldn't play. Or if you want something a little more serious, be sure to check out my last episode of Behind These Walls, where we discuss the Devil Made Me Do It case. Thank you guys again, and stay safe, and always carry a hairbrush, just in case. Have a good night. Bitch, 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 bitch. Okay. Bitch titties. I'm disgusting. That just confirms it. How? It punches you. It's fine. Thank you. Fuck you. Thank you. Fuck you. I need a bumper sticker that says that. Thank you. Fuck you. I'm done. Goodbye.